Welcome back. So in this video we're going to look at the business and sales model and financials. So the business and sales model. Okay, they're going to look at the rational aspects. Of course, how well does your business model fit with the strategy of the venture capital group? Okay? And they're going to look at the value proposition and your team. Okay, that's the business and sales model piece. Furthermore, how well is there fit between your value proposition, your team, and your overall business model? And of course, then they'll throw in another monkey wrench. How well does your business model jive with what your customers' expectations are? They're going to look at all that together. So the business model with the venture capital group strategy, with the customers, with your value proposition, and your team. So you got to have that screwed down pretty tightly. They're also going to look at your 5 Ps, right? Place, promotion, price, product, and people. Okay? They're going to talk about that as well. So are all of those correct? Do those actually match what your business model is promising? And then of course, what's your product and financial fit? Does that actually jive with your business model as well? Looking at the subjective aspects. Again, how good is the fit, especially with products and business models? And this is where we all kind of mess up, right? Some businesses have extremely complex business models, and some tech companies don't have a business model hardly at all, right? Their whole business model is to get enough customers so that they can sell themselves off in a trade sale. That's a very simple business model, right? And a lot of venture capital groups may say, well, this is too easy, it can't possibly work. The business model is too simple, this is destined to fail. So they can make their mistakes too, right? So is a complex or a simple business model a recipe for success? No, not necessarily. It depends on what you're trying to do. But it definitely needs to have some sort of a fit between your 5 Ps and your customers and your value proposition and your team. Okay. Now, when we talk about the financials, now I've got lots and lots of videos on my channel about financials, so I won't go into all of that here, but specifically we'll talk about how it relates to the screening process. Are the 5-year plans that you propose too aggressive or not aggressive enough? How thoughtful are you about your financials? And they're going to really look at that. Okay? They're also going to examine your customer acquisition cost. Now, how much does it cost to get a new customer in terms of marketing, in terms of education, in terms of time? What is the customer lifetime value? Is this something that a customer buys once and then they never buy it again, or is it something that they keep coming back for more? Do they become purchasers or do they become users? Okay. Looking at price sensitivities of demand. So in other words, if you raise the price a little bit, how much will your demand drop? And again, what are the unit economics? Is it an economy of scale or an economy of learning? Is that possible or not? The subjective aspects. Those venture capitalists are going to try to figure out your passion for the financials. Are you a number-driven team? Okay. And are you willing to have flexibility with your budget? So are you willing to be a little bit more of an effectuator or an experimenter? So if things don't go exactly to budget, are you able to adapt and make those changes? A lot of people think that budgeting is the same thing as strategizing, and it's not. So they're going to ask you those things. And of course, what they like to do is see how good the team is with the numbers. They'll take different founders and ask them the same questions about the financials to see if everybody gives different answers or not. So you want to make sure that everybody knows the financials and knows how the numbers work. Of course, they're going to look at things like basket sizes, right? How much does someone purchase, every time they become a customer? They'll look at some delivery rates. They'll look at your total value chain. How does all of that work together? Are some things excessively expensive in your value chain and other things excessively cheap? So they're going to pick and prod and decide whether they think that's a good idea or not. So bottom line up front with these financials, make sure you know your stuff before you see your venture capital group, and not just your stuff as a founder, but make sure that everybody on your team knows what's going on, because they will get asked and they will get grilled. Okay? So show that you're very much numbers oriented. You care about the numbers and you understand how money impacts your business. Well, hope you've enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up, that's a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and comment down below. And here's my question for you as a YouTube community. How would you demonstrate passion for financials to a venture capitalist if you were the entrepreneur? I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.